I want to tell you about the moment I thought I had finally made it. I was one of 7 employees, just 7, flown to New York City, lunch with the owner, recognized in front of everyone for what I had built. And I remember sitting at that table thinking, wow, this is what it feels like to achieve success. This is what all the late nights were for. The early mornings, the problems I solved before anyone else even knew they existed. The gaps I filled without even being asked. The weight I carried home in my head every single night. I had performed my way to that table, and it felt like proof that I was doing everything right. But what I did not know, sitting in that restaurant, feeling prouder than I had ever felt in my career, was that I was about to lose my position. And it wasn't because I underperformed. It was because I had built it on the wrong thing. And I had no idea. Here's what my performance actually looked like from the inside. I executed flawlessly. Someone needed something done, I did it. Someone had a problem, I solved it. Something fell through the cracks, I caught it before it hit the ground. And I was rewarded for every single one of those things. Recognized, praised, promoted. So I did more of it. Because that's what you do when something works. You repeat it. And slowly, without realizing it was happening, I built an entire identity around being the person who could hold it all together. The one you could count on. The one who never dropped the ball. The one the business could not run without. And that felt like security. So I want to stop right here because I need you to understand something that took me years in a lost position to learn. There are 2 completely different ways a business can relate to its leader. The first, and this is where I was, is when the business runs on her. She is the engine. The business moves because she moves. Her effort is the operating system. If she slows down, the business slows down. If she stops, the business stops. Everything is alive because she is keeping it alive. That's not leadership. That is survival. For her and for the business. The second, and this is what changes everything, is when the business runs through her. She is no longer the engine, she is the architect. The system carries the weight. Her team carries the execution. She is connected to the outcomes, make no mistake. Strategically though, not operationally. She is not doing the work. She is directing what the work produces. She has moved into positional leadership, and her value is no longer measured by what she can personally carry. It is measured by what she has built that carries itself. The difference between those 2 women is not talent. It is not work ethic. It's not even experience. It is literally just the operating model she is running inside of. And most high-performing women, in fact, the most capable, most dedicated, most decorated women in their organizations are running on the business. Every single day. And they're calling it performance. And I know that because I was one of them. When a new leader came into my organization, and I want to be careful about how I say this because this isn't about him. What his arrival did was hold up a mirror I had never looked into before. Because in the weeks that followed, I started watching how I worked through completely different eyes. And what I saw stopped me cold. Every decision in that division ran through me. Every problem landed on my desk. Every result, good or bad, was a direct reflection of my personal effort on that specific day. If I was on, we were on. If I was off, we felt it immediately. I had not built an operation. I had built a one-woman performance. And here's the structural truth that nobody says out loud. Anyone can perform. Given the same information, the same access, the same hours, someone else's effort produces the same results. Which means if your outcomes live in your effort, you are not irreplaceable. You are interchangeable. And that is what exposes high-performing women at the exact moment they feel the most secure. I want to give you something right now, today, before you close this video. 3 things. Do them before tomorrow morning. So the first thing, number 1, write down every decision you made this week that genuinely required your specific expertise. Not decisions you made because you were available. not because it was faster for you to handle it. Decisions that only you, with your specific knowledge and authority, could have made. Now, make sure to be ruthlessly honest here. The second thing, number 2, is to write down every problem you solved this week that someone on your team should have solved without you. And again, it has nothing to do with your capability. It has everything to do with the fact that you stepped in before they had the chance to try, before they even knew it needed solving. So write all of them down. And the last thing, number 3, look at both lists. The ratio between them is what I call your performance gap. The longer that second list, the more the business is running on you instead of through you. And that means the more exposed you are. When I did this exercise, my second list was 3 times longer than my first. 3 times. And I had been calling it leadership. It was not leadership. It was the ceiling. And I was pressing my own head against it every single day. Now, I did lose my position. I want to say that plainly because I think it matters. The thing I was most afraid of actually happened. And here's what I know now that I could not have understood then. Losing that position was the most clarifying moment of my career because in my next role, I made a decision. I was not going to perform my way to security anymore. I was going to build my way there. I stopped being the engine. I started being the architect. I defined what excellence looked like, and I let my team execute it. I built standards instead of solving problems. I asked questions instead of providing answers. I connected my value to the outcomes, not to hours, not to tasks, not to how many fires I could put out in one single day. And you know what? Everything changed. Not eventually, immediately. My team became stronger because I stopped absorbing what was theirs to carry. My outcomes became better because I was operating strategically instead of reactively. My position became more secure, genuinely secure, because my value was no longer tied to my personal output. It was tied to what I had built that ran without me standing over it. I was not less present. I was just present differently. I was not working less. I was working on the right things. I was not letting go of my standards. I was finally leading people to meet them instead of meeting them myself. That is what running through looks like in practice. And I need you to hear this. It is harder than performing. Because everything inside you, every instinct that got you to this level is going to tell you to just hold on tighter, to step back in, to just do it yourself because it is faster, because you know how. Because the last time you let go, something slipped. I know. I felt all of it. And I am telling you from the other side, the grip is the problem, not the gap. More leaders have to learn this. More women have to adopt this. And more of us have to find the courage to start letting go, even when everything internally is screaming to hold on tighter. Because the business that needs you to hold on is the business that will eventually let you go. I want to tell you what is about to happen when you close this video. You are going to feel the shift for about 30 seconds, that clarity, that recognition. And then someone is going to need something. Your phone will buzz. The list you have been avoiding all day is going to pull you back in, and you're going to go back to doing. Because doing is what you know. Doing is what has always kept you safe. So before you close this, one commitment. Not a framework, not a to-do, just one commitment. This week, find one decision sitting on your desk that belongs to someone on your team. Not a small one, a real one. One that you would normally absorb because it is faster, because you know the answer, because you do not fully trust that they will handle it the way you would. And then hand it to them. Do not hover. Don't check in every hour. Let them bring it back to you. That single act, that one moment of releasing what was never yours to carry, is the first brick of the operating system that does protect you. Not your effort, not your hours, not your performance, but the system. You are not a doer who needs to do less. You are a builder who has not yet been given permission to build. And I am giving you that permission right now. If you are already inside of the Executive Women Rising community, you know exactly what this work feels like in practice. You know what it means to stop carrying it alone. But if you are not yet inside, I want to invite you now. The link is in the description. There's a group of executive women already in there doing this work together, enhancing the way they lead, building something that belongs to them. And they are not doing it alone. We are doing it together. And we would love for you to be part of the future of leadership for executive women who are rising together. I'll see you in the next video.